So when in the book, I always thought Luke was kind of like a more put together Remus Lupin. And then in the show, he's more like Kingsley. And I like the fact he's more like Kingsley than Remus. But I think it's awesome the way he did him.
I think that's a great analogy. Okay, go about the win.
Characters.
It works. But my thing is, like, they gave Izzy the addiction storyline. Like, they gave a Latina woman an addiction storyline, and I feel like that was like a real big step on their behalf.
Victor and Raphael, yes. Yeah, I agree.
Well,
that was kind of a mess.
I have a quick comment about that, if I may. Her addiction, it's Aldrich's fault.
That's true. Yeah.
He's the one who gave it to her in the first place, and then she got it from the source. So it's really his fault, not Raphael.
That's true. Yeah.
So if you're gonna blame anybody, blame Aldrich because he's an idiot.
Aldrich the fairy guy.
What?
Isn't Aldrich the fairy guy?
very memorable.
No, Aldrich is one of the members of the Clay.
Oh, I'm thinking of.
You're thinking Meliorn.
Melgorn.
That's who you're thinking of. Yeah, she and Izzy, and he and Izzy had a thing.
Yeah.
Which they still do in this show. So.
For LGBTQA representation, which yes, I know Malik.
Woo!
Okay, let me read this off real quick. Magnus Bane is a male, bisexual, Asian warlock who is currently in a relationship with Alec, but past partners have also been women as well as men. Alec, who is out in a society that is very homophobic, relationship with Magnus Bane. Raphael, they made it canon, is an asexual Latino male character of color.
Wow.
Who has been shown to have romantic feelings for people, but no interest in sex or having sex with them, nor has he ever had any interest in it.
Interesting.
And coming soon, we will have Elaine Penhallow, who is will be a lesbian Asian female character of color. We'll have the LGB and A of LGBTQA. 4 of 6. Only won a GLAAD award. Not won a GLAAD award.
Wait, who was Elaine? I don't remember her very well. She had like a very minor part, I thought.
Sebastian was either she was staying with Sebastian or Sebastian was staying with her family.
Oh, that's right.
And then
This Helen's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Now I remember.
Yeah.
I was like,
As someone who is asexual, like the whole thing with Raphael, like literally made me start crying. Because like, I mean, it's not mainstream media really, but that's better than nothing. And it wasn't like as the butt of a joke either. And like the way he described his romantic feelings too made it seem more like on the aromantic scale as well. Because when he was talking to Magnus, he was like, I haven't felt this way in a really, really long time. And then Magnus just kind of gave him this look like, you know, this never. And I was like, hey, that's me. Like, holy shit.
That's fantastic. This is why representation is really important.
I've never seen an asexual relationship in a TV show before.
And Izzy was so cool with it. She's like, okay, fine, that's fine, whatever. Like, she didn't really care.
I think she liked more that somebody was taking care of her for once, instead of her having to have everything on her shoulders and like have the drama of just her parents and her siblings and everything that was going on there. I think just having that little time with Raphael, I think she got to experience something quite different than what she was used to.
I ship Izzy just without the addiction part.
Yeah.
An interview with, I think it was the showrunners, and they talked about how they talked to, I think it was GLAAD, about people who were asexual, and they wanted to get the asexual part right, and they didn't, but not, they said they were going for still romantic, not aromantic, but we can definitely put him on. I think Cassandra Clare put him on both parts of the spectrum.
Right.
So it definitely makes sense, and I'm really glad that made you so happy. That's great. Okay, Minnie Mouse and the other Lady in Blue and Lady in Leather Jacket.
Okay. And this is to the whole room. Okay. How many of you feel that Alec's parents have less of a problem with him being gay and more of a problem with him being in love with Magnus. I think that they have more of a problem with Magnus than with the fact that their son is gay. Just the way that they present it.
I feel like they're more like trying to focus on the person he's with rather than like deal with the fact that he's.
Well, I mean, it's the whole thing too, because like the whole thing is also that it's kind of a racist society if you really think about it.
True.
Because it's like, oh, okay, my son's gay, whatever, but he's dating a downworlder.
Yeah.
Not only is he
Well, I mean,
gay
it's-
in a society that is super against that, but he's also on top of that dating a downworlder and just like
Downworlder of color.
the whole thing. With
And I know the author, Kessler, has said that her, you can take that
Yeah.
with a grain of salt. But she has said that, yeah, her understanding from the showrunners, because she doesn't watch the show, but her understanding from the showrunners is that, yeah, it's not their problem. The problem that the Clay from Shadowhunters Society has with Alec is not that he's gay; it's the downworld part.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
And
'cause-
in her books, of course, it's not that way. It's both.
right. Right. Well, I mean, they don't necessarily have a problem with like other shadow hunters being of different backgrounds, ethnicities, color. You know, they don't have a problem with that per se. It's the other quote races, the downworlders, that they have a problem with. But you know, ever since the Accords were made, you know, they have kind of a duty to protect them. But at the same time, it's like, why, you know, if you happen to fall in love with one, why is that such a bad thing? Because, I mean, yeah, you have the blood of angels, but, you know, you can't necessarily use magic. You know, you don't have to turn at the full moon. You don't have to die to be a vampire or anything like that. So it's like, I know I'm trying to confuse things here, but I feel that they have... they've kind of lessened their hate a little bit because of the Accords, but that could just be my interpretation of it.
Yeah, definitely. And her and you, I'm not getting anything. Okay.
So, back to Raphael's thing. One of the things I loved about is you have Izzy who's like, okay, no problem, just no sex. Magnus is like, so you actually care about her. That's great. Being someone who is, like she was, Ace, you do not know how to deny her comments like, oh, you'll have sex once and you'll be fine. You'll like it then. It's like, no. Why should I just change over one little act? No. And you don't see that with Raphael. It's like, oh, you care about her. That's great. Not, oh, just have sex so that everything will be fine. Everything will be fixed.
And that's why representation is really important. And I know everyone was really happy with that moment, but it's really nice to hear in person why that moment meant so much to people. All right.
Yeah.
You have a comment, right?
Yeah, I just like, I think with Alec and Magnus and Raphael, I feel like the shows, that's probably out of the books, but they're doing really well in making them feel like real people. Like they're not the gay character or the bi character. And like, I mean, especially with Magnus, they're kind of like the slutty, crazy, bisexual, like stereotype that we see in other shows. And like, Alec actually feels like a real gay person, like someone that I was not gay, and I feel like I understand him and like this whole thing where he like didn't date because he thought something was wrong with him. Like, I don't know, I feel like they're just like they were making like people want to show real people and not just stereotypes.
I definitely feel like they're real people. Part of the reason I really like the show, and I'm getting into the books, is because I felt like, kind of like Buffy and other shows like it, you know, they dressed it up with fancy metaphors and supernatural stuff, but when it gets down to it, it's very familiar. Why am I not enough for my parents? What can I do? Can't I be who I am? You know, why does the world hate me? And that's very realistic, and unfortunately it's a real problem. So, you know, they say it's supernatural, but those problems are real problems in the world. I think they do a great job writing, especially Magnus. I love Magnus. Okay, Unless someone has a last comment, we're going to move on to the last part, which I know everyone was really excited about. Oh, we never got to gender equality. You know what? Never mind. Spoilers! Sorry, I just had Simon is usually the damsel in distress, which is nice to see. And the women are all badass.
Woo!
Okay, spoilers!
Yay!
What's coming up? What are you looking forward to seeing? What do you want the show to do? You can also talk about the books you want to see. Okay. I know Sebastian. I have other things besides Sebastian, but let's talk about him if you have a comment.
Can I just be honest? I hate Sebastian.
So do I. We all hate him.
Okay.
But I can't wait to see how the actor portrays him.
Okay. Lady in Pink.
I want to know if I can this right, if Valentine is so big, bad, and terrible, and they put him in jail, okay, and that's supposed to keep him there, what they're going to do with this character that, now he's in jail, what kind of relationships or, what he's going to be able to do while he's in jail. If they think
He'll break out.
Bunch of, bars or him being in jail is going to keep him from having nefarious reactions on everybody. It can't.
Here's my copy.
He's gonna break out.
No, there's no way. It's like keeping Voldemort in jail. It's not
He's gonna break out.
Are we talking about Sebastian right now?
Or no, that was just when I asked people, they were really excited about Sebastian. Anything you want.
Okay, I was just like, Hodge, very sexy in the show.
Yes. Woo! Much better than the movie, let me tell you.
Anyways, but like, I wonder if they're just like gonna bring him back for like this third movie or not.
Season.
Third season.
He looks pretty dead.
But that's my thing. But I don't know. I kind of liked him because they kind of gave it a sweet thing. I don't know.
I liked him and Alex's relationship. I felt like he really cared for the Whitewood kids. So much for Jesus. Okay, Lady in Blue.
One of the things I'm kind of wondering if they're going to do with Sebastian is during the time when in the books Clay was living in the Telpoint apartment with Sebastian and Jace. Sebastian had this very predatory, kind of want to be with her, the fact I shouldn't, thing trying for Clay. Are they going to do that on the show? Because that was kind of scandalous.
It was really kind of creepy.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to do that. They haven't said. They said, is he friend or is he foe? I've got 3 synopses of Sebastian here and other spoilers. It's going to be interesting to see that because they have avoided the Clay storyline once they were siblings so much and they put Jace's shame about the fact he still loves Clary there. So it's going to be interesting if they do that to show how not caring Sebastian is, but he knows he's never cared. I guess we'll find out.
I really want to see the fairy world.
Yes!
Yes! We need to see Barry. Yes, they need to get the Sealy Queen.
Multiple episodes. She's going to be in multiple episodes. You're going to see the Sealy realm, and they will not announce who she is. They're keeping it a secret.
Damn it! They better not screw it up. That's all I can say.
Yeah, like I know.
And apparently she already knows Sebastian, I
It's like
think.
one of
Well,
the biggest things I have to
Yeah, they have a
imagine.
relationship.
Like, because I don't have very good imagination for like seeing, just like imagining how things are in my head. But the Sealy Court is the one thing that I really get right in my head, and I'll talk to it.
It's going to be awesome, and it's such a big thing. We can't do just one episode. Multiple episodes for her and that whole thing. And hold on, I outlined the whole Queen preview on here. Sealy Queen Enters will be in multiple episodes, plus Sealy Realm, and they're keeping that secret who it is. All right, you in the back.
So, I really hate Sebastian, but I really love Jonathan. Is that
Well,
Oh, yeah. Why does Stephen Blood make him evil? It doesn't make any other of the downloaders evil. So I know that in the books, and I've said this before, I don't get it personally.
I assumed there's a mix of demon blood and Nephilim. I assumed Valentina just messed him up there 7 nights of Sunday.
Well, yeah, I figure being Valentine's son definitely did not help him in any way anyhow.
Well, and not only being Valentine's son, but knowing that he was actually Valentine's son, but Valentine definitely loved Jace more. Like that.
Yeah.
If you can call it love.
That just ate at Sebastian all the time.
I just
Yeah.
feel like you only get Jonathan for 10 minutes.
Yeah, at the end.
So they said they're going to do a different spin on him. So maybe more of Jonathan will, in the show, will peek out throughout. Jonathan? Jonathan Christopher, right? And Sebastian, Valor, that.
Yeah, Clary's biological brother.
Sebastian was Jonathan Christopher, so.
I know. He's got.
It's crazy.
Are you talking about Jonathan at the very end of the book?
Yeah.
I think that's what they're
Those
talking
last,
about.
like, yeah, whatever, how many minutes it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, where he actually came through, like, after what happened. Spoilers. Because, you know, at the end of, what is it, Heavenly Fire is the last one? You know, his eyes go from being black to being, what is it, green? Yeah, so that's when you know it's the real Jonathan, not the one that's been corrupted by demon blood.
Which don't make sense.
Yeah, the Jonathan that.
Maybe he was possessed.
Well, yeah, it's kind of a thing of, it's kind of a type of possession, but it's like, you know, he and Valentine are a lot alike in the fact that, you know, they have the same goal, but they have different methods to get there. But they're both very corrupted.
They are. All right. Lady over there.
So in the book, it had said that, well, Sebastian, I'm just going to refer to him as Sebastian because in
Yeah, he
the
prefers it.
second to last book, he has said, I don't want to be called Jonathan because I don't want your name or anything else that you gave me.
Okay.
And then in the last book, being the heavenly fire, also in the books, it says it burns the evil out of them. So if he's more evil, he'll die. But then it had burned the evil out of him, but then consequently he had died because it burned him away.
Actually,
Yes. All right.
I
Okay.
have a question about that,
What
actually.
I'm curious is about the whole thing about the Heavenly Fire, just because the origins of the Heavenly Fire is with Jace, when, spoilers, in the third book, he gets resurrected, and he has Heavenly Fire flowing through him like when Valentine had killed him. But in the show, in the mid-season finale, Valentine is killed. So I don't like see how, if they were to continue on with like anything resembling the plot in the books, I don't see how that could come into play at all. So I'm curious to see what happens with the separation of Sebastian.
That would be interesting. I'm sure they will find a way to make that happen. All right. Anyone want me to read spoilers out loud that I found by going through 200 pages of Todd's Twitter? And making it
I actually have a really quick question going off of her comment. So in the last book, spoilers. Okay, so after Clary stabs her brother, why didn't they use a healing rune to save him after he became Jonathan and not Sebastian?
I have no idea.
Why did they kill him? They could have saved him.
All right, and then
He could have been good.
A lot of these up, people. All right, next up.
There's so many plot holes in
No
the
kidding.
Shadowhunters series. It's disappointing, but I mean, it's what it is. And I still love it. But there's this one part in the movie, they say like, he says to him, it's funny how a W can look like an M. But the rings, they have the family crest and stuff. I'm like, how can you get that mixed up?
Yeah, one of them has birds, the other, like.
The other has stars.
Mess that up.
All right. Spoilers? Anyone want to hear spoilers I got?
Yes.
All right.
Spoilers.
Is that a yes or question?
Yes.
All right. Spoilers. So the season 2B summary is Shadowhunters returns for the second half of season 2 with Shadowhunters and Downpourers reeling from what happened in New York Institute in the winter finale. Anyone else think Jace picked up the idiot ball by believing Valentine with the thing? Just me?
Yeah.
A little bit.
As the rift between the two sides grows larger, the team and their downworlder friends and lovers are put in the middle of the dangerous divide. Torn between the Clades' rules and what they feel is right, Clary, Jason, Alec, and it involves struggle to help forge a new beginning. Relationships will be tested. A new Shadowhunter named Sebastian will join the fray. Yes. And the Sealy Queen will step out of the shadows in the summer season.
Ooh.
And about Sebastian, new character named Sebastian will enter the fray. What role will he play in this Shadow World War, and how can we know for sure if he's friend or foe? Will Tudor is playing Sebastian, and I must be the only person at Comic-Con who has not watched Game of Thrones. So I have not seen his work before. Oh, that's good. To me. Good.
Yeah.
Which character is he? Because I can't play.
He's Sebastian. Will Tudor.
No, who did he play in Game of Thrones? I forget.
I have no idea. I've never seen it.
I think he was a younger kid or something at the time.
All right. Jace will tell Clary he's not her brother because I listened to the preview and transcripted it. All right. Let's see. We will meet Katarina Lost.
Yes!
Maggie at the moment. We will meet Elaine Penhallow.
Yay.
More Parapetite Jalek. Downworlder registration.
Ooh.
More about Magnus's past will be revealed.
Yes!
And apparently Alec is going to find out about what happened with Magnus's mother, and apparently it's going to make us all cry, according to Tom's Twitter.
Feels.
Which, yeah, I expect
all
it
the
will.
feels.
Robert Lightwood returns.
Yay.
Lightwood family reunion.
Oh boy.
We're going to Idris. I don't know who.
Yes.
Going to Idris.
Finally.
Place romance resumes.
Good.
At some point.
Good.
Planning romance ends. The mortal instruments will be very important throughout the whole season, rest of the season.
Obviously.
Valentine will still be causing issues in jail.
Of course. He's a psycho, of course. I wouldn't expect anything less.
More Malice. We've definitely seen a lot.
Yay!
Lydia and Raj will not be present as their actors had scheduling conflicts. So any fans of them, they're not going to be there.
Raj was an idiot. Raj was an idiot.
Imogen Herondale will be back. The High Inquisitor from that one episode in season
Jace's
1.
grandmother.
Jason, yeah, not that they know that, but yeah, she will be back and she will be very important.
Actually, I like the
We will see
they got
more of
for her.
Clary's room-making ability, and there's going to be a ton of downwater Shadowhunter tension.
Ooh.
And other things Todd said is we're going to get a Magnus dance scene. We're going to get to see Harry dance. So
Yes!
Dancing.
Woo!
Anyone who saw Glee knows he's a really good dancer. 2B is going to be a few days after 210. Sizzy is slow burn. Apparently they're still doing Sizzy, they said. Sebastian's coming from the London Institute.
Well, he's got a London accent.
Daylight assignment is a huge part of 2B.
Damn
Huge
right.
part.
Kind of revealed it, so.
Let's see. Sebastian, Idris, Imogen, Sealy Queen, Elaine, Lone Solid Panda, which is what Todd calls Simon for some reason. That, Vela Quiz, Malachi, A Certain Mirror, and more. Sebastian is a major player, so we're going to be seeing a lot of him if you like him or if you hate him. The Queen is too powerful and the Sealy Court too awesome to be in only one episode.
Of course.
Will there be a Malik moment in 2B where Magnus shows Alec his childhood past? If you read the script, the scene will break your heart and shatter into pieces. Peeling the onion for Magnus. And for Elaine, she's smart, funny, empathic, and on the principle of self-discovery. Summer's in Alacane? Thank you.
Yeah.
And we gotta wrap up soon, so we're gonna see Robert. Anyone else wants to say? Because we really gotta wrap up. Anyone have?
Oh, I had a question. Is there going to be more Mallion?
I hope so.
I think so, because I've seen the actor post some photos.
Yeah, I have
They're
too.
talking to him, I think, in the preview, so I think they're happening.
Well, since we're going to Fairy, why not?
Is anybody else like super excited that the Shadowhunters coloring book came out?
Woo!
I want to see Raja. I really want to see Raja.
I think we might, because one of those spoilers mentioned that something about a mirror.
Yes.
And so I'm thinking, like,
Yeah, well, are they gonna cast somebody?
book 3 there.
Are they gonna cast somebody or do CGI for that though?
I want to see Magnus's boss.
I feel like they're gonna like.
He doesn't show up till the end though. Oh.
I don't really care. Prince of Hell Magnus.